The workshop smelled of ion fuel and burnt circuitry when the Krell raiders burst through the reinforced doors. Adam pressed himself against the wall, his small frame trembling as he watched his father, Marcus Chen, drop his plasma wrench and raise his hands in surrender. "We don't want trouble," Marcus said calmly, though his jaw was tight. "Take whatever you need." The lead Krell, a towering creature with obsidian scales and 4 arms, laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "We're not here for parts, human. We're here to send a message." The beating was methodical and brutal. Adam screamed, but his father never cried out, even as the alien's reinforced fists connected with his ribs, his face, his spine. When they finally left, Marcus lay motionless on the oil-stained floor, blood pooling beneath him. "Dad!" Adam crawled to his father's side, tears streaming down his face. Marcus coughed, crimson bubbles forming at his lips. "Adam." The drawer. Blue compartment. His hand weakly gestured toward his workbench before falling limp. The medics arrived too late. Marcus Chen died in his son's arms in that grimy workshop on the outer colonies. Just another human casualty in a galaxy that saw Earth's children as weak, expendable. But the Krell had made a grave miscalculation. They didn't know about Cora. 3 months later, a ship unlike any the sector had ever seen emerged from slipspace above Krell Prime. It was massive, scaled like some ancient leviathan, with wings that seemed to ripple with contained fire. On the bridge stood Adam, now 16, his eyes hard with purpose. Beside him was Cora. She was human, but the galaxy had stopped seeing her as merely that years ago. Cora Chen, Marcus's younger sister, was the Dragon Commander, leader of the most feared mercenary force in 12 sectors. She had earned that title in blood and fire, building an army from the galaxy's most dangerous warriors, many of whom weren't even human. "And Cora," Adam said quietly, staring at the planet below. "Are you sure about this?" Cora's hand rested on his shoulder, her grip firm. She was a tall woman with combat scars tracing her arms like ancient runes, her hair pulled back in a severe bun. Her eyes, Marcus's eyes, burned with controlled fury. "Your father was the best man I knew," she said. "He fixed ships for refugees who couldn't pay. He taught alien children how to read when the colonial schools wouldn't accept them, and they killed him like he was nothing." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "We're sure, Adam. We're very sure." Behind them, the hold of the massive ship rumbled with anticipation. 3,000 warriors, human and alien alike, waited for her command. They called themselves the Dragon Legion, and they had answered Cora's call without hesitation when they learned what happened to Marcus Chen. The Krell homeworld's defense grid lit up, detecting the threat. Fighters scrambled. Stations powered their weapons, but they had no idea what was coming. Cora activated the comm system, her voice broadcasting across every frequency. "This is Commander Cora Chen to the Krell High Council. 3 months ago, your raiders murdered my brother in front of his child. You thought humans were weak. You thought we would accept this. You were wrong." She turned to Adam. "Give the order." Adam's hands shook as he gripped the console, but his voice was steady. "Dragon Legion, deploy." The ship's belly opened and 3,000 drop pods launched like a meteor storm. Each one contained a warrior who had sworn blood oath to the Dragon Commander. Each one carried weapons designed to turn the tide of wars. The Krell had superior numbers. They had home field advantage. They had defensive fortifications that had never been breached, but they had never faced humanity's rage made manifest. The Dragon warriors hit the planet's surface like a hammer. Former Earth Special Forces operatives moved with lethal precision. Alien warriors who had found brotherhood in Cora's legion fought with fanatical devotion. Combat mechs painted with dragon insignias tore through Krell defensive lines, and Cora herself was at the front, her powered armor gleaming red and gold, her plasma blade singing as it cut through enemy ranks. The Krell had thought humans weak because they showed mercy, because they preferred peace, because they could be pushed around. They learned too late that humanity's restraint was not weakness, it was choice. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it ended, the Krell High Council stood in chains before Cora in their own throne room. The planet's defense grid was in ruins. Their military command structure had been systematically dismantled. "Please," the lead counselor begged, the same one who had authorized the raid on Marcus's workshop. "We didn't know." "You didn't know?" Cora's voice was ice. "You didn't know that every human you dismiss, every person you hurt has a family? Has people who love them? She stepped closer. My brother was a mechanic, a simple man who fixed ships and raised his son, and you murdered him to send a message. She gestured to the devastation visible through the shattered windows. Consider this our reply. Adam stood beside her, watching the aliens cower. He didn't feel satisfaction, only emptiness where his father should have been. But he understood now why the galaxy feared the Dragon Commander. It wasn't her army's size or their weapons. It was the promise she represented that humanity remembered, that humans protected their own. That mercy was a gift, not a given. Cora turned to leave, her warriors falling in behind her. The Krell Empire will pay reparations to the outer colonies for the next century, she announced. Your raiding days are over. And spread the word across every sector. Humanity is done being your victim. As they boarded the ship, Adam looked back at the broken homeworld. Will this bring Dad back? Cora pulled him close. No, nothing will. But it ensures no other child watches their parent die because some alien thinks humans are easy targets. She guided him toward the bridge. Your father taught the galaxy kindness, Adam. Today, we taught them the cost of refusing that gift. The Dragon Legion's ship vanished into slipspace, leaving behind a simple message broadcast on every frequency. Humanity remembers. Humanity protects. Humanity fights back, and across the galaxy, in workshops and colonies and refugee stations, humans stood a little taller, knowing that when the universe pushed them down, there were 3,000 dragon warriors ready to push back. Marcus Chen was gone, but his legacy, and his family's fury, would echo through the stars forever. End.